Oh my goodness. Well, good morning, everybody. It is absolutely fabulous to see this room packed with family and friends for this occasion. I couldn't be more thrilled and more honored to kick off the swearing in for my friend, Commissioner Jesse Beason. For the record, my name is Sushila Jayapal. I am the former Multnomah County Commissioner for District 2. I first met Commissioner Beason almost a decade ago when he and I served on the board of a nonprofit together. Over the 2 or so years that we worked together on that board and in the years since, I have seen the qualities that make him the extraordinary leader that he is. His perceptiveness, his keen strategic insight, his sense of humor, his sense of style, and a quality that seems to be increasingly lacking in these polarized times, the ability to stay deeply rooted in his values, to clearly and firmly disagree with those who don't share those values, but to do so in a way that allows a path forward, that allows for the possibility of finding common ground and creating change, rather than getting mired in contention and divisiveness. Commissioner Beason's entire resume is one of public service, from City Hall to Proud Ground to the Northwest Health Foundation, while all the while founding more nonprofit organizations and social change organizations that can be listed on one page, and serving on multiple volunteer boards and committees. The through line in all of that work has been social change through creating a more representative democracy. And that more represented democracy is what we're seeing in this room today. It is the fruit of all of that work. He knows that representation is at the very heart of creating a community in which everyone can thrive. And creating that community in which everyone can thrive is the mission of Multnomah County. So while, as Commissioner Beason noted in his introductory newsletter, it was a coincidence that he and I were wearing burgundy when we had our photo taken, it is a coincidence that we're both Scorpios. It is no coincidence that he is here for this swearing-in ceremony this morning. I know he shares my love of District 2 and the county as a whole. I know his deep commitment to the shared values of justice and equity. I am so glad he said yes when I asked him years ago whether he would do this when we never thought it would actually come to fruition. And I cannot think of a better person to be serving on this board at this time. Thank you all for being here so much.
Good morning. My name is Mike Alexander, and for some reason, I was selected to offer these comments and to swear Jesse in. I told him that I know he had asked at least 17 other people, but 18 has always been my lucky number. So I'm delighted to be here today. But I am tremendously honored and humbled to have the privilege of swearing Jesse in today. The people of the county are fortunate that he's agreed to serve to continue the efforts of his predecessor in directing the work of the commission, in advocating for the interests, the rights, and the obligations that we hold to the residents of the county during what are unprecedented times of challenge. Throughout his career, Jesse has been a champion for ensuring that all people can have lives composed of the dignity, the rights, and the opportunities that they are entitled to. In his book, co-authored with Archbishop Desmond Tutu, the Dalai Lama remarked, quote, "The time of greatest gain in wisdom, in inner strength, is often the time of greatest difficulty," end of quote. Without a doubt, we are in times of great difficulty, and the Commission and its leaders are charged with gaining the needed wisdom, strength, and resolve to address the challenges that face us. I'm confident and I'm comforted in the knowledge that Jesse will approach this new responsibility in the same manner that his faith walk in life has directed him. One driven by faith, not fear, and one that compels this body to bring dignity, values, and humanity to its work. A dear friend and colleague recently shared a story of a flight she was on that encountered tremendous turbulence in the middle of their trip. It was serious enough for her to imagine that the plane might be damaged by the heavy winds. What she noticed was that the pilots chose to rise above the turbulence to continue their journey rather than reduce altitude and seek a place to land that would not allow them to reach their destination. I'm confident that Jesse will help to hold this body to a dialogue and a deliberation through its most contentious manners in a matter that seeks to find the higher altitude composed of the calmer air of our shared humanity. I'd like to close out my comments with a gift of words of wisdom from Maya Angelou. She stated, quote, "Hope and fear cannot occupy the same space at the same time. Invite one of them to stay." End of quote. I urge Jesse and this body to increase the space that they reserve for hope and invite it to stay. We ask that Jesse and the Commission's commitment to hope and the human spirit persist in all the spaces that you will occupy. Jesse, I invite you to join me here for your swearing in. Yes. All right, repeat after me. I, Jesse Beason,
I, Jesse Beason,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Home Rule Charter,
the Home Rule Charter,
and the laws of the County of Multnomah.
and the laws of the County of Multnomah.
Multnomah, that's good. I did it wrong. He did it right. He did it right. And will faithfully and honorably conduct myself
And will faithfully and honorably conduct myself
in the office of the Multnomah County Commissioner, District 2,
in the office of Multnomah County Commissioner, District 2,
to which I am the interim designee to the best of my ability.
to which I am the interim designee to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Someone took the first 2 pages of my remarks, so I'm going to have to wing it. See why he was number 18? Thank you, Michael, so much for those amazing words, and thank you, Commissioner Jayapal. My parents were both county employees for pretty much their entire career. As a kid, I spent many days with my dad at the county DMV office in Denver, where he worked for more than 2 decades. I was obsessed with the data room, where the computers as big as refrigerators would spin these magnetic disks, and the dot matrix printers would just spit out miles of continuous paper. But beyond the machines, my dad's coworkers loom large in my childhood as well. They cared for us. They sent food home with my dad for us: tamales, cornbread, kimchi. And they came to my dad's funeral 5 years ago by the dozens. And I also spent many days growing up at the adult care facility where my mom was a county social worker. My sister and I would hang out with residents who, regardless of their schizophrenia, their traumatic brain injuries, their many mental health challenges, were protective and loving and caring of us and each other. We went to the weddings of the residents, we hung their paintings on our walls at homes, and we otherwise, as kids, thought of them as friends. So I guess I'm no stranger to county government in the ways that counties care for their residents and their employees. But unlike my parents, I didn't exactly apply for this job. But here I am. I am on assignment, a sacred assignment, one in which I am very honored to carry for however briefly. I am honored to carry on the mantle that my predecessor, Commissioner Jayapal, has entrusted me with. Thank you, Commissioner. I am honored to join 4 incredible women whose commitment to the mission of the county and to public service is apparent at every meeting that I've been to and seen. I look forward to working with each of you. I am honored to have a staff who knows what they're doing, because I do not yet. And I am honored to serve the people of District 2, where I have lived, mostly in the same house, for the last 2 decades with a man I love very deeply. It's no secret that one of my political heroes is Barbara Jordan. She was a congresswoman from Texas. She was a badass black woman. She was a lesbian, and she was a fierce advocate for an inclusive democracy, and asked us Americans often to put our common good above any individual's gain. And she did not suffer fools either. So I want to close this morning with her quote. "What the people want," she said, "is simple. They want an America as good as its promise." Now, I am neither a lesbian nor a congresswoman, but I strive to be the rest of who Barbara Jordan was. I believe in her words. I believe in the promise of America. And it is a promise that we work towards every day through both the ordinary acts of love and friendship we show our neighbors and perfect strangers, and through the extraordinary acts that we make collectively through the policies and practices of our governments like Multnomah County. Together, we have much work to do over these next many months, playing our part in fulfilling America's promise. Let's get to it. Thank you.